the stupidest video I've ever made because it's pretty obvious and there's only 4 options. But there's only 5 options, sorry. But I'm going to rank and tier D Savage's discography, okay? Now, we only have 3 categories. We have best, which is for number 1, and there's going to be no ties. So that one's for the best one. We have goated, which are like, goated albums. It's so close to being best, but only one can take best. That's why there's one below best. And then we got still goated, which these ones are still goated, but they're not as close to best as the goated ones. If that makes any sense at all. This is like the stupidest thing I've ever done because there's no bad tier, because D Savage is that good of an artist where there is no bad tier for him. And I don't care if people call me glazing or I'm writing, or I don't care what you say. It's just D Savage is the best artist out there. That's why the tiers are ranked like this. Like, that's why I had to make the tiers like this. So let's go ahead. Let's start it off. Let's start off with Trust No One. So Trust No One's gonna be. It's gonna go still goated. I mean, I would put it in goated, but can I put them all up there and two? It doesn't make sense if I'm allowed to do that. So Trust No One's gonna go in still goated. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, top 10. You got What You Trying to Do, we got Racks on Me, we got Pill, we got Knots. That album was very experimental, from my opinion, because like D Phoenix was more like, just trap. Oh my god, you got She Ready on this one. And then Trust No One was like, he threw in a few songs in there where I'm like, damn, I did not know he could do this. And that really like shifted his sound, I think, in my own perspective, my opinion. It shifted his sound with songs like She Ready and What You Trying to Do, where it was like, damn, we need more of this. And there's only 2 of those kind of songs on that album. Like, we need more of this for sure, 1000%. Still goated album. We Love D Savage. We're gonna say that one for last. It just came out. Mafia Music. Mafia Music's gonna go in goated. The reason Mafia Music is going in goated is because although the mix is questionable at times, when it first came out, I was like, I could deal with the mix. The mix isn't horrible. It's kind of weird. It's a weird mix. But the songs on there's only 13 songs, but the songs are awesome. Like, these songs will literally change your life. No joking, no trolling, no glazing. These songs would literally change your life. Like, if you're going through it, you're having a bad day, or you want to get hyped up. If you want to get hyped up for the morning, you play Nothing to Something. If you're going through like a weird day, it's raining, your girl broke up with you, your dog bit you, your bank account's negative, you're gonna play Don't Tell Me. If you're like trying to get hyped up and you're heartbroken, you're gonna listen to Closure. It's like there's all the songs on here for different vibes, for different emotions. Goated album. It's literally a goated album, bro. There's nothing you could say about it that'll change it. Mr. Motion, super underrated song. Joker Part 2, amazing. Dirty Dan. I mean, every song on there is a hit. Every song on Mafia Music is a hit. Although, like I said, the mix is questionable, and the album cover is so cool because it's called Mafia Music, and he has this picture of him as a kid dressed up. It's kind of like the old ass, like 40s or 30s, like mafia kind of style clothing. I loved it so much. I love the album cover. It's awesome. Goated album. Seriously, we got to get in depth with this kind of stuff because Mafia Music I was waiting for it for years. When it came out, I'm like, man, it just hit so different, dude. D Phoenix is gonna go in goated. I want to put it in best, but I just can't. I can't do that. There's not enough songs. D Phoenix only has 8 songs, but every song is a hit, just like Mafia Music. Every song is a hit. I'm not even trolling you, dude. You start off with Bankroll. The beat's awesome. Come on, bro. Don't play with me. Bankroll's hard. Never Heard of You, so hard. The beat is so crazy. I think that's one of Drake's producers that made that beat. His name's Trap Boy Benny, or whatever his name is. Not Trap Boy Freddy. Trap Boy Benny. R.I.P. Trap Boy Freddy. But Trap Boy Benny, I think, made that beat hard. You got Opera, one of D Savage's best songs of all time. No questions asked. Just a beat with how he went around it, with how he treated the beat, with the second verse also. It's one of the best songs of all time, period. You got Came In, you got Gelato, you got What You Want. You just got so many good songs on here, and there's only 8 songs. And it's like everyone's a hit. And I play this song consistently every day. Every single day. No joke. The album cover is probably the best album cover I've seen of all time. Hands down, I would say. It's so iconic that it's actually been used by someone else. I think I don't even know this guy's name. Flexico. That's probably the album name. I don't even remember his name. But the album cover is so good. I think it's Jack's eyes or it's D Savage's eyes. But I think it's Jack's drawing, and then it has D Savage's tattoos on them. So goated. If you know like D Savage and the lore and everything and just the history, you'll know how awesome this album cover is and how important it was to have it as his first mixtape. It was a tribute mixtape to the late Jack Phoenix, and it's so cool. Such a cool album cover. Some of the best songs I've ever heard on D Phoenix, especially from that time. I remember I was in Hawaii when this album came out. I was like, every time I hear it, I think about Hawaii. But anyways, all right, we gotta chill out. BPL. BPL is gonna go in goated. It's gonna go behind D Phoenix and Mafia Music. I'm gonna put D Phoenix up here. I'm not gonna lie. I love D Phoenix. BPL is gonna go in goated. This one's gonna get me so much hate, because a lot of people point at BPL as D Savage's best album and best project of all time. And I get where they're coming from. Like, the mix is really good on it. The songs are really good. The beats are really good. And the feature, what feature? You know, I love Matt Ox and K-Swall on this. I love, damn, who else was on this? I'm trying to think, bro. I love Trippie Redd on this. This is a great album. I agree with you guys who say this is his best album, but to me, it's not his best album. To me, it's not. I mean, I think D Phoenix and Mafia Music to me are better, and I hope nobody takes that as an insult, like whatever. It's just, I don't know what it is. These songs on D Phoenix and Mafia Music hit so much different to me. You know, BPL has Feel Important, Bring Me Down, Stay Alert, Turn It Up, Keep On Trying. You got I Don't Care. You got so many good songs on this, and like I said, these songs are mixed so well. And you got Bet. I can't even forget about Bet. Bet is probably the most anticipated D Savage song of all time, besides I Know. And Bet came out, and Bet is just a generational song as well. You got to respect the track list, and you got to respect the amount of songs he put on at 14 songs and the time that it was, 2021. You know, no good music was coming out at this time, I promise you. And the last album that he dropped before this was Trust No One, and it took him a long time to come out with BPL, and BPL was very hyped up. I think it was the longest wait for an album from D Savage so far. I think I might be wrong, but it was very hyped up as well. The album cover is dope. I think it's from the Wild, Where the Wild Things Are. I think that's what the album cover concept is. I think it's pretty cool. It's just like funny, like it's like cool and creepy. I don't know how to explain it. You could barely see him right there, but you can't even see it all the way over here. But you know, if you see the picture up close, it'll say BPL up here. I'd never even seen that till a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it says BPL somewhere on the album cover. Like I said, this album's awesome. I listen to this album every day just like these other ones, but this is how I would rank them in my opinion. My favorite song in BPL, like while I'm at it, I might as well just say, is Bring Me Down. Sorry. Bring Me Down with Matt Ox and K-Swall. I think Matt Ox had an amazing hook on it, and then D Savage had an awesome verse on it. Just super hyped up. Oh, and One Call. I can't even forget. See, I understand why people love this album so much, but I think it's number one. Because you got One Call in there too. Like, dude, yeah, you got a bunch of classics on that. So I get it. But the best album of all time by D Savage is We Love D Savage. No doubt. It's not even a question. This is the best mix I've ever heard on an album. Matt Lusk, the engineer, just does a fucking crazy job. Just the way he stutters a lot of the songs, a lot of the vocals in the songs, and it makes it so much more replayable, and it adds so much more ear candy to the songs. It's like, it's so underappreciated. Engineers are just super underappreciated. I can't fucking talk, bro. Listen, Matt Lusk, best engineer I've ever heard. We Love D Savage takes all of his old songs and old sounds and all of his influence that he had, all of the, you know, he makes his own sound, and he made that in We Love D Savage. It's like every album he has his own sound. It's really interesting when you really think about it. You break it down. Every album he has his own sound, and We Love D Savage is by far his best album. Like I said, you got Kick 'Em Out, the best intro ever. You got Slow Rise. I wish I had more verses, but you got Slow Rise. You got Donut. This album, you got Woozy. I mean, I'm just gonna keep naming them. Every song is a hit on this album. Every song, even though it released with 4 singles, which is like kind of made me mad. Not gonna lie. It's just because when the album comes out, and you've been waiting for it for so long, and then 4 songs you've already heard are on it. It's like, oh man. Basically, all the songs I already heard because they're all snippeted. But it doesn't even matter. That's how strong the presence of this album is. That it doesn't even matter. I've heard all the songs before. It's still his best album to date. You know, the album cover is cool. I wish it was the other album cover that he teased before. I think that one was a little bit cooler because I know that the graphic designer had a couple different concepts of album covers. I think the other ones were better. This one's awesome too as well. I think the reason he chose this one, it's kind of interesting. This was his profile picture on Instagram for like a year before it became the album cover, which is kind of like a little Easter egg. If you're like a D Savage fan like me, dude, this is like lore, I'm telling you. So I'm like interested in this kind of stuff. I mean, he had it for a year before, and then boom, he popped out with this album cover. I think it's dope. It's a dope album cover. Best album by D Savage for sure. Quote me on that. Quote me on that. I don't even care. It's just the best album. And this is like a weird ranking because I only have 5 albums to rank, but I think I'm like 20 minutes in, whatever it is, 15 minutes in. There's so much depth in these albums. It's got so much to talk about. I could really get into a whole ass video talking about each one. Seriously, like the bars, the beats, the hooks, the features, the lead songs, the what was supposed to be on it. I could get into a whole video about that, honestly. But this is the official D Savage ranking right here. This is my official ranking, what I believe. We Love D Savage is the best. You got D Phoenix at number 2, Mafia Music at number 3, BPL number 4, and Trust No One at number 5. I'm sorry. That's the ranking, guys. Thank you for watching, and thank you D Savage for making this music. This music is just timeless, bro. This is timeless music, and people can try to make timeless music, but some people just can't do it. But D Savage definitely can. D Phoenix has been out since 2018, and it's still playable every single day, probably for the rest of my life. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.